Yo, what up, what up, what up? All praise to the Most High. Welcome, family. So I'm your host, Simple Joshua, man. Feel me? Byzantine Empire, we here. Developmental, squad, it's understood. Like, stay focused, stay grounded, understand who we are, what we doing. As much as given, much required of. Not everybody, sometimes not everybody gonna be in agreement with whatever. But empire-wise and aligning the vision and moving forward-wise, it's like we gotta just keep moving forward. Like no matter what, we gotta keep taking conscious steps in the right direction. You can't allow the chatter or different things to knock us off our pivot or whatever, so to speak. So, say for instance, if you was hooping and you may come down or crash down and dish it to your big man, sometimes they'll try to knock you off your pivot. Meaning, they'll try to bump the big man and make him travel basically or whatever. So, you gotta stay focused and understand what it is that you're doing. Same thing, different, a little bit different if you're doing football. Say for instance, you're a quarterback, your team, you gotta keep your team focused. No matter what it is, that's a young canine. But no matter what it is, you gotta keep your team focused. Keeping your team focused on the vision is the key. That means everybody gotta know their part, know they playing, and how they contribute. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a team. So a lot of times with teams, you are as good as your weakest link. So you really don't want no weak links. So you constantly testing your team, you constantly training your team, you constantly keeping your team humble. You know what I'm saying? Even with me, I may be in a certain position, but my focus is to stay humble. But at the same time, you gotta be cocky. You gotta have some type of a developmental flow through to the next phase, because if you don't, it becomes I don't want you running into that grass like you always do. But many times we don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So even with me, sometimes I gotta close some doors that, you know what I'm saying, not all the time I wanna close because of whatever reasons, you just don't want to. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta close those doors though. So officially, when you taking your position amongst your people, you know what I'm saying? Bottom line, you should have hit that a little bit faster than that. Or went around to the grass. But
you just told me not to walk in it.
I said I was trying to keep you from going onto the grass because you don't want to stop. But that's the focus of us. Our focus and our understanding may be different because, like I said, as Emmanuel, it's just a little bit different for me because of what's all in my house. So I don't even get to look at it the same way. I understand things a tad bit different. And now I understand even with ministry, what ministry actually is. It took me a long time to actually get what preparing for the message is and all of the above to encourage people, push people forward. But it's a lot that goes in besides just that, you know. So in that understanding, Istanbul, you know what I'm saying? So we may be doing, you know what I'm saying, Istanbul, USA. Why would I be saying that? Because of the Byzantine Empire, giving respect from where it's actually come from. And then understanding my ancestry, giving respect to who's been before me and everything, who paved the way in so many different areas. But also understanding and capitalizing on knowing, okay, this was the weak points at that time. So this is the difference at this time. So if I'm running or developing something and I know in this is different, it's not the same. Like this is not something that like I didn't know this like a few years ago. But then when you look at it and you start to find out, you start the movie, and a lot of things that I was told a long time ago now make more sense. So, in taking my position as like basically the head, then we gotta have a certain direction where we going in. We gotta have a certain diameter. We gotta have a certain like walk, certain talk, certain movement, and that's just it. You know what I'm saying? So, me being a PK preacher's kid, meaning I grew up on both on the outside. So I was the outside and the inside. So I was around and in everything. So I got the bird's eye view of the inside. Then from there, when you look at it and you understand, okay, this meant this meant that, and then you starting to see what really means what and why these moves are what they are and why certain, I want to say certain hostile protective moves are made in certain instances to, you know what I'm saying, completely cut off or stop a particular like situation. And in that regard, I'm saying this towards like there's a kingdom. In the kingdom, there's a woman because you got to protect your people. And there's jealousy. Then one turn around and call the other one a devil. And like there's a lot that goes on. So you have to really take the time to understand like what your position is, how are we supposed to go about this, and who's supposed to be blessed from it, and you know what I'm saying, like what's the situation. So then you start to really understand what's the placement, why, you know what I'm saying, new heaven, new earth, why, you know what I'm saying. So I never hated, you know what I'm saying, I was never the one that would hate, but when I would put in the work, I'm expecting the benefits of putting in the work that God, you know what I'm saying, best for me to do. Then I got introduced to the, you know what I'm saying, the 48 laws. Then I started to understand like why it seemed like other people was taking my, you know what I'm saying, my the work that I do. Like sometimes it seemed like they would claim it. And I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. But not too long after they claim it, things go wrong, then they gotta come back to me to like fix whatever it is. And I'm like, man, the last time I dealt with whatever situation or however many times I did it, and I distinctly give them like the platform or the path to go on so that there's no more, like there's no mishaps, nobody mess up, and we ain't gotta, like I ain't gotta be called back or anything. And normally I get this, it's kind of like me growing up, and there's different positions, even in certain other areas. And that ain't my position, but if you take that position, then you like, well, he ain't this and he ain't that, and she ain't this and she ain't that. I was already taught against that. I was taught that that's just something that tears your whole entire organization down from the inside, because you got this person that want to be in this place, but they don't know what they doing, or if they know what they doing, like in some cases it's not they path. But when you're talking about like God and Jesus and then the names and the families, it becomes really different, because in that difference, it's like, okay, this is the difference between you making it and you not making it. And then when it becomes the family, you start to understand the diameter of the path of just the family itself or the empire. Then it's like you with a whole different group of people, which was, you know what I'm saying, destined from your birth. Not like you didn't just find out, like they just been waiting for you to like catch on. So with me, it's like we've been waiting for you to catch on all this time. Like, you've been asleep. Like, you just waking up. Like, yeah, okay. So, if you're dealing with different people that, like, in my situation before, like, I've had somebody basically try to demonize something that, like, I was doing. Trying to say, well, he's trying to overthrow or overdo this, something of that nature. And I'm like, that don't make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm who I am. So when you hear me come and say, well, Istanbul, USA, like family, nation, nationality, now you like you getting the bird's eye view versus like you it's coming from me. I'm not on that. Like whatever they doing that. You know what I'm saying? They self. The people that I'm aligned with, they already know their position. They already know what we doing. They already know what's the right way and what's the wrong way. And I understand what's the right way and the wrong way, and that's what I had already said. So anything that goes opposite of that, that's they know that's out of my character. They know that's not me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing in disguise many times, man. Just like, you know what I'm saying, running the times I ran. That's a blessing. God know I ran them times. You know what I'm saying? They be seen by other people that see me run these times. You know what I'm saying? So the difference in the understanding is like I gotta understand and stay humble so that God can always keep me away from, you know what I'm saying, my enemies. The people that like frenemies. Like you got people that's friends that they really enemies. Like you got people they may send people in to get information. And it's like, it's funny because it's like right now, like I'm almost alone, almost. So when it come down to that, it's like what you mean? Because like, what's the definition of frenemy? Somebody that act like they with you, and they constantly trying to capitalize. They ain't trying to get you to the place where you can just, like, if they got the money, if I got the money, I'm just gonna pass the money. I don't be tripping like that. I don't try to keep my thumb on nobody because I don't want nobody doing that to me because it can be easily switched. So they don't come off of what they supposed to come off of. So when you finally figure some things out to push and develop, they may not do what you want to do. They might not want to rock it that way. They might want to, you know what I'm saying? In some cases, they may want to take the information and run with it, try to do it themselves. And it's like at this point, if that would be the case, that's like a suicide mission. They know they know who I am. They understand who I am. That's really that would be scary on your part. But anyways, that's something that I've learned. That's something that through developmental wise, I had to like learn to like not worry about them, not worry about what if, and just go on and like push forward and like God just protect me. I'm gonna do what you told me to do, and just continue. So even with ministry, like or going up in the church, and I found out it's a lifestyle and it's like a way of life, then it changed because it's like, oh, this is a way of life, this not a religion. Okay. And then when I understand who we are as a people, it's like, oh, we are the body of Christ. So wherever we are together, like, you have us a grand old time. So when you get there, that's like the eye-opening moment. So that's when you're finally awake and you start to find out, like, I really don't have to, like they said, I normally shy away from these things, but even now, like that's not my position. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm not even gonna say anything on it. But in the Byzantine Empire aligning with the royals, like we move different. Like that's what happened with me, is like I wound up finding out that I'm aligned with the royals, like the families that pretty much have say in different things of that nature. Like I wound up moving that way, that route, and that's when things changed. So it wasn't like I never turned my back on anybody. It's just Like I couldn't. It's kind of like being in high school, and if your parents or your dad, like if you got a dad that's like in the military, or you got a dad that's in business, and like they constantly have him move. You gotta move when your pop move or your family move. You gotta move. So you have to go to like a whole different area. So it's like that when God tell you to move, and you gotta move. Like that's what He said. That you don't get no choice in that. And then He picks up whatever slack or whatever somebody was trying to do or move towards you. Then that's not your fight. You ain't got nothing to say to them about any of it. You know what I'm saying? Just keep working, keep doing what you're doing, keep, you know what I'm saying, aligning with the people with the vision, and stay focused. Don't let, you know what I'm saying, don't let nobody pick no shirt for you to stand up. Stay focused, stay grounded. Keep it understood.